GB5, as advertised, kind of a no-nonsense performer. That's all I can say about it. Yes, sir. What's up, guys? Brunsnick's back. It's time to introduce the GB5 Pearl from Ebonite. Now, the GB5 Pearl has HK22 GB12.7 Pearl cover stock wrapped around that Enhanced V2 core. No changes there. I can't wait to see what this ball does on the lanes for me with SPECTO running, of course. But before we get to all that, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Now, let's see GB5 Pearl in action. All right, GB5 Pearl time. Man, what a run the Game Breaker series has had. I remember these balls going back all the way to like 2007 with the original Game Breaker, and even before that, the V2s. And speaking of V2s, the GB5 Pearl looks a little bit like the V2 Clean, but just Pearl version. So let's talk about the core. Everybody's seen this core before. Enhanced V2, RG 2.48, differential 048. The magical numbers for a benchmark ball. But now we got HK22 GB12.7 Pearl on it. Gonna have a little bit more skid flip. Is this gonna be kind of like a GB4 hybrid? I don't know. We're gonna throw it and see. I got SPECTO running for that very reason. We're gonna start it out, move it in, see what the GB5 Pearl can do. All right, start on 15. I'm really excited to see how versatile this is. GB5 has been a mainstay on tour. Obviously, I don't bowl on tour, but I like to see what the guys like to use. Just snapper. Snap that 10 right out of there. There's something about Pearl bowling balls, for me, kind of feels old school. This kind of has an old school look to it. Green logos, purple and blue, that original core, pretty sweet. I think it's going to be a good ball for bowlers, like serious bowlers, or bowlers that just want a good ball. Like, what should I get? What's versatile? These are the kind of balls I recommend. That's it. Why? Because they just work. It wouldn't stick around for this long if they didn't work for everybody, if it was only good for tour players, or if it was only good for rev dominant players. But they're good for everybody. You know what I mean? Hold. Oh, come on. That might have been the worst strike ever on the channel had that fallen. So there's plenty of hook. You know, I let off probably a little bit on that one and let it see the friction a little bit more. And it did what it did. I'm gonna throw one more shot there. I just wanna see if straight angles are it for it, or a ball like this, is it kind of needing a little bit of room to work? Give it a little bit of hook. You know, bowling on a house shot, it's, you don't need a whole lot of help. It's in more. Same result. All right, I'm gonna take that as a cue that this ball needs a little bit of room to work. So I have bowled about 3 games on this pair, and I like to use these bowling balls kind of where they are gonna fit in your bag. So you're not gonna use a ball like this when it's fresh. I mean, maybe you might in a house shot, you can pretty much use anything. But to kind of get an idea, you know, I kind of stagger them. I'm gonna go from the most aggressive to the least aggressive and do my reviews in order. I just knock out 6 in a row. I'm a madman like that. All right, let's move 5 into 20. I think this is gonna be a great zone for this ball. I think you just need a little bit of launch angle and play with the dry a little bit down lane. Come on. So that's the main difference, is when you're reading ball reaction. How does a ball respond to oil? How does it do in the first 30, 35 feet of lane? And how does it respond to friction? There, I moved in towards the oil, got it in a little bit more, so I didn't get it to the dry early, and it kind of was clean. That's what you kind of expect from a symmetrical Pearl bowling ball. So that tells me 1 or 2 things. I can bring the speed down, or I can get more aggressive at the bottom. Which one would you do? I know what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna slow down. Hee hee hee. never slow down. No, just kidding. You can slow down if you want. But I want to stay aggressive with the speed. And I know I got more in the back pocket when I need a little bit more rev. I can get there. That's all. Let's try one more shot right there. Sound good? I think I got this ball dialed. We're not looking for huge skid flip. We're just looking for clean and sweeping back end motion. Control still, but stronger on the back. Oh, it's in. It's in. Oh, got away with it. Okay. That's the only downside though. When you're dealing with symmetrical pearls, they're not going to be super responsive off that spot because the hook window's a lot longer. It takes a little bit longer to slow down. People always say, what's an aggressive ball? You know, this ball, you know, say for my Black Widow, say, it doesn't hook as much as my Mania because people are seeing the back end motion and they're saying, oh, that's way stronger. But in reality, 3.0 is stronger because it's slowing down quicker. That's my take on how a ball is aggressive, how it responds in the oil, how it slows down. All right, let's move in. We're on 25 now. Sounds good. Now I can chill a little bit with the speed, get around the side of it more. This is probably the best zone. Whoa! Maybe this ball is stronger than I'm leading on. Almost left the 4, 7, 9, 10. Yuck. This ball is just responding harder to friction as I move left. All right, I see this game now. So then I'm just going to try to keep it in the oil longer and maybe bring the speed up a little bit. Don't get down with the speed because it wants to respond. Oh no. The slowest senior carry ever on the channel. I got that way in. I don't even know what my break point was. I was just praying for that to just slow down, do something, change direction. I got just enough of the head pin to carry the 4, 7 out of there. That was insane. So, what do? I think this ball is begging for more entry angle, more launch angle, but I'm gonna wait to give it to it. I gotta throw at least one good shot in this zone. Those are two different worlds apart there with those two shots. Get away from that oil. Get closer to the dry. All right, so this ball strives off friction. From the few times that I've gotten it in, the ball doesn't see it. So out of the box compound, not great in the oil. Now as we open up our angles, throw it across the oil to get to the dry, I think it's gonna be fine. But if I miss in, that's where my miss is gonna be, and that's where you're gonna see the ball kind of weight, labor, whatever you wanna call it, not slow down and do bad things. Shiny ball, symmetric, pearl, not the most aggressive cover. Doesn't have to be. Not every ball has to be a maniac. Doesn't have to be just a hook monster. Doesn't have to do that. Why would we do that? Good shot. Oh, see, if that would have stopped hooking on the back, I would have left that 8-pin. Check that out, almost left an 8-pin. Ball took it out. If the ball had straightened out, but it didn't. That's what you get with symmetrical bowling balls, is they sweep through the back, they're not done, they don't roll forward. Because that hook window is longer, takes a little bit longer for it to reach its peak and roll more forward. Let's try another shot there. This has been my favorite zone so far. I feel like that was more natural. Again, it's in, nope. Yeah, okay. Got it in just maybe a board or so. Rode the oil a little bit longer and went through the pins a lot different. Still struck, had tons of energy for the back, for the pins there. No problem carrying, but they go through the pins a little bit different when you do that. You delay that hook, the ball doesn't have enough time to get back through the pins, like the last shot. What do you say? Let's move it another 5 boards. It's getting to 35 now. Will this be too much? Or will it be just right? If I miss in, I don't know what's gonna happen. It's not gonna be pretty though. That's a great shot. All right. Yeah, felt like it was great. Got to the spot where I wanted, wrap 10. So I think what I'm doing now is I'm ahead of the transition. Not that there's a whole lot of transition going on, but I'm too far left because the ball was in the right spot. Wrap 10 came from behind. Didn't have enough time to slow down and change direction. That's the difference between zones there. 5 boards, that's what you see the difference of. Now as the lanes dry up more and more, if you're bowling tournament, whatever, league, you can chase it into that spot, but you gotta let it develop. A little slower. Ah, that should have tripped. That should have tripped. So that was my move. Throw it a little softer, try to keep it in the same zone, 4-pin. So you get that over-under look now, which tells you once again, not the right zone, too far left. But I'm stubborn. I want to strike once from this zone. So it's all going to come down to feel. I'm going to do a foul line adjustment, whatever I feel when I get up there. I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh, that's what we're talking about. So for me, just getting it out to the dry a little further, just launching that ball to the right, create a little bit more angle. That was my pick. All right, let's move back 5. That last zone was perfect for this ball. Let's end this on a good note. Nice, split the 8-9, maybe an 8-pin, I don't know. Maybe. Wishful thinking. GB5, as advertised, kind of a no-nonsense performer. That's all I can say about it. Yes, sir. No surprises with the GB5 Pearl, HK22 GB12.7. You're gonna get what you pay for. Good performing bowling ball, clean, responsive on the back without being too skid flippy. Ball had plenty of angle on the back without being obscene about it. So that's all. Hope you learned a little something about this new GB5 Pearl. Please leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought about the ball. Check out the merch on Inside Bowling, and as always, please subscribe. See you guys in another video.